Capitol Hill, 6 House Democratic Committee chairmen are now calling on the U.S. Attorney General, that's William Barr, to hand over the full Mueller report by next Tuesday. They say it's needed to help with the ongoing investigations into the president. But Republicans are saying even without the benefit of the full report, the president and his campaign did not collude with Russians or obstruct justice, and they're accusing Democrats of overreach. Well, President Trump tweeted the mainstream media are being scorned all over the world for being corrupt and fake in the wake of the report's findings. CBS 2's investigative reporter James Rosen reports on what the New York Times is calling a moment of reckoning for the news media.
To believe that the president isn't compromised requires such a leap of faith.
See, the House is going to have little choice the way this is going other than to start impeachment proceedings.
The subpoena could relate to 2 areas of the probe that might ultimately lead to Trump's impeachment.
For more than 2 years, the American people have been fed a steady diet of dire predictions about the fate of the Trump presidency under the weight of the probe led by special counsel Robert Mueller.
It's a shame that our country had to go through this.
With the president now cleared of collusion with Russia and potential obstruction of justice charges, Rolling Stone's Matt Taibbi calls this moment, quote, a death blow for the reputation of the American news media.
There was a supposition from the beginning that there was a grand conspiracy, and anything that came out in the narrative that fit that conclusion, I think, was emphasized, and many things that came out that had that debunked these conclusions were not reported on.
Defenders of the news media point out how much they got right, most notably the payments by the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to pornographic actress Stormy Daniels, purportedly to cover up an extramarital affair between her and Mr. Trump, an alleged cover-up that federal prosecutors in New York charged Cohen undertook, quote, at the direction of the president.
We can't let the debate over the quality, which I would still say is high, but the quality of one fraction of 1% of American journalism, which is at that sort of national political level, define American journalism.
Ground zero was that salacious dossier about then-candidate Trump, compiled by a British former spy who cited anonymous sources in Moscow, funded by the Clinton campaign and cited by the FBI in its surveillance of a Trump campaign aide. The Steele dossier was ultimately published in full by BuzzFeed, on the grounds that its circulation among Obama-era officials outweighed concerns about its accuracy. In Washington, James Rosen, CBS 2 News.
Coming up in just a few minutes, the Mueller report is concluded. So where do we go from here? A live report from Scott Thuman in Washington, D.C. about the new developments on Capitol Hill. Tonight, join us for a Your Voice, Your Future town hall. Now, our sister station in Washington,